I'm here with Charlotte native Jaylin Lindsey to talk about his money story. Let's get into it, Jaylin.
Let's go.
What did you learn from your parents about money? What did they teach you?
I think they taught me a lot about how to take care of money and make sure not to just spend it.
Yep.
Just to spend it and just spend it wisely.
Sacrifices. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because you've been a football player for your whole life.
Pretty
right?
much.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
Yep.
And the sacrifice required to be away from friends, to practice. So when you think of the sacrifices that not only you've made, but your parents, what comes up for you?
Sometimes, I didn't have, all the money in my lunch account to go buy like anything I wanted to eat or whatever. But at the end of the day, I know my mom and my parents in general, they were saving, that money towards, my soccer trips when I was younger. Like they were saving that for the hotels and the meals there, and then, getting there, the gas money. So those are kind of the sacrifices, kind of growing up. At the time as a kid, you're sitting there like, oh, I want this, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
But now looking back, it's just such a smart investment and such a smart, sacrifice to do in order for me to succeed.
Money is a tool to create the experiences that you want in life.
Mm-hmm.
So with that in mind, when you think of your experience so far, what was your big first purchase?
This is gonna hurt, but my first big purchase, actually, I spent it on a pair of Gucci shoes.
Gucci shoes! Oh, tell me more.
Trust me, I regret it.
Why you regret it?
I regret it. When I got that lump sum of money, I was like, oh, you know what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna buy?
Yep.
And so I think I was just so excited, and now looking back, I'm like I said, I regret it. It's a learning experience. You know what I mean?
It is.
So when I sat there, I look at it now, and I'm like, oh, maybe it was a stupid purchase. But at the time, like you said, it's an enjoyment thing. I was like, oh, I didn't have this growing up. Might as well buy it.
Another big purchase. What are you most proud of?
I think the 2 houses I bought here in Charlotte, actually. Growing up, even my teenage years, I was always kind of like, I never was in one spot for, so long. Like even I went to Kansas City my teenage years and with different host families, then I kind of moved to Florida my junior year, came back to Kansas City, lived with another host family, got my own apartment, then moved to this apartment. So I never got to just kind of stay in one place for a while and kind of make it feel like home a little bit. So now I can kind of just stay in one spot and just kind of be there. And
you'll have your roots there.
Yes, exactly.
For me, my mother passed suddenly when I was 12, and we had a house then. And then when she passed, my dad, we moved into a townhouse. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have my own backyard again, and probably until I was like 35, because I've always lived in condos.
Yes.
And when I bought my house that had a backyard,
oh,
it was so
ecstatic, huh?
I don't
it's
know
so
if
nice.
It brought back so much from my childhood.
Yeah.
Of just having.
Yes.
So when you said having that foundation and those roots, it's so important when we think of our money to really get rooted in our values.
Yes.
And what I'm hearing from you with your values, it's family, it's having a foundation, and not necessarily buying things, but for somebody else it may be buying things,
yes,
which is okay.
Yes.
You just have to identify your values.
For sure.
And then it makes spending the money a lot more fun.
Yeah, and everybody's different. Everybody,
yep,
like you said, like everyone, I have my values, you might have your different values as well, but I think once you have those values, you can kind of have that relationship with money a little bit.
Thank you, Jaylin, for this conversation.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Until next time.
Of course, of course.